Welcome to your weekly presentation of the new coffee release at Blending Room, which this week is Piao Morro. In these videos, I'll describe to you how I roasted the coffee, from whom I sourced it, I'll do a tasting, and I'll also try to convey how I think you'll be best brewed at home. I might even today try and drop in some parts of the roasting system as well, so I can describe the impact of that on the coffee in which I'm presenting. Like with many of the coffees that I buy, this was sourced by Falcon Speciality, and I've left a link to their website along with information about the farm in the biography below. Now, the reason why I bought this coffee is because I've run out of Pantano, and I needed to find a coffee that had very similar flavour properties to that core product. So that led me to, one, the flavour qualities when I was looking to replace the Pantano on that temporary basis, and two, how I may approach the roast profiling as well. Because this needed to do a couple of things. One, stand out on its own for its own benefit and qualities, but two, be not too divergent from a core product in which I'm trying to replace with something that is somewhat similar to it. So a little bit complicated there. And that tees up my roast profiles, of which I'll show you now. On the screen, you will see the profile for this particular coffee, Piao Morro. This profile was designed more towards our filter profiling than espressos. So for the espresso profile, I followed the similar mantra, but I extended the development time to closer to 2 minutes with a higher end temperature of around 219 degrees Celsius. This profile, however, is designed to be more expressive, a lighter coloration, and a faster temperature delivery so that it delivers a little bit more of the fruit characteristics that are inherent inside of this coffee. As you can see, the curve is a nice shape. Now, don't let the shape of a curve lead you into the false idea that it makes a delicious coffee, but it does describe a mantra that a roaster may or may not have. And my mantra is always about a smooth delivery of temperature through time. I have discussed previously about how and why I apply a pyramid heat approach, and I'll actually reference somebody's blog post down below, of which will describe some of the ideas around this style of roasting. So therefore, that will indicate that not everything that a roaster does is of their own volition and own intellect. There's a lot of things that we in the community will share around to employ different ideas based on testing and other types of things. So the impact of the pyramid heat approach on the rate of rise of temperature of the coffee beans is that it is an ever declining slope. So the temperature is increasing throughout the roast profile, but the increase is an ever decliningly slower increase. And that is shown by this dropping curve on the roast profile. I have, for the past decade, employed this approach, and it's something that I feel very comfortable with, and I enjoy the cup quality that it produces on the cupping table. For reference, the end temperature was 214.3 degrees Celsius, and the total duration was 9 minutes and 8 seconds, which is, for me, a quick roast, but like I said, I wanted to try and promote some of the fruit characteristics. The development time was 1 minute and 30 seconds, so that is a marker from which we take first crack. That is where you hear the pops of the release of gases from the cell structure to the end point, and we call that our development time. And here's a reference of where we take the measurement for our development time. We use this thermocouple or temperature probe to mark first crack and begin the event that we describe as development time. Its job is to take a measurement of an average temperature of the bean mass inside of the roasting chamber, and is an incredibly important part of the overall system and the data that this roaster provides us. Now, that was a synopsis of the roast profile and a little descriptor about the physical parts of the roaster that transpire into the data on this screen. So the next thing is to taste. I'm choosing a filter brew today specifically because this roast was a filter roast. This is a batch brew. I've used 60 grams of coffee to 1 litre of water. I've used a specific grind size that allows me to get an extraction yield of 21%, and I hope will be delicious. So as usual, what we're going to do is dig our nose in, get some of those aroma characteristics that I'll let you know about now. So what you'll get is this like orange peel first on the nose, and then some creaminess. And also a touch of chocolate. You can actually smell the chocolate in the cup, which is a key indicator of what we're going to taste in the cup as well. So let's do that first sip. Okay, so first thing, on the acidity, you get this fruity orange peel. It is a little bit sweet, a little bit pithy, but very, very present in the cup. It's this acidity that adds really lovely structure and will lead you then into the body and the overall characteristics of the coffee too, which I'll taste and let you know about. So the defining mid-cup characteristics are almonds. They're a touch toasted, a little bit blanched as well, and creamy at the same time. There's a lovely coating mouthfeel as well. It's not a heavy coffee on your palate, but neither is it light. So we should really describe this as a medium-bodied coffee. So how about the finish? Well, I reckon we're gonna get some chocolate, which is exactly that, dark chocolates on the finish. A clean, crisp, precise dark chocolate. What you'll note with this is it has a really good structure. So we've got that lovely orange acidity, that wonderful almond creamy body, finished and propped up by this lovely dark chocolate too. So knowing those flavors, how would I brew this at home? Well, I'd brew this as a filter coffee because actually for an 83-point Brazil, it punches above its weight and it's really, really delicious. I'm confident that you'd be able to get a really lovely espresso out of this. Yes, there would be that orange acidity, but that's okay. Just run a slightly more dilute espresso, so 1 to 2.2, 1 to 2.5, something like that, and that will mitigate some of the acidity. You will then get those dark chocolates that come through, and this would pair fantastically with milk if that's the type of brew that you enjoy. You'd also have a great time with this on a full immersion brew like a cafetiere. And I am definitely going to have this as a cafetiere at home with my partner this weekend. For those of you who brew in other methods like AeroPress, Stovetop, Moka Pot, Kalita Wave, and any of the other myriad of brew methods that are available on the market today, this, I'm confident, would be versatile enough to get an excellent descriptor and deliciousness in your cup. So do give it a go. And that was Piao Morro, a really versatile Pantano replacement from us here at Blending Room. I hope this presentation has been useful. I know that I've tried to bring in a bit of information today that I haven't done in the past, and I hope that this gives you somewhat of an indication as to the thought process that I go through as a roaster and some of the equipment that I use as well. If you're interested in this coffee, it is available to buy online. It will be with me at Beverley Market on Saturday, and it is also available to purchase at the roastery between 9 and 5 Monday to Friday. If you do pick up a bag, I really hope that you enjoy it. And until next time, see you.